everyone, this is Leah, and I'm giving a tutorial today on Nearpod. So, Nearpod is a student engagement tool. Once you sign on to Nearpod and create an account, you'll come to your homepage, which looks like this. So, your first thing that shows up are your lessons or your library. So, in your library are all the lessons that you've created. Okay. Under reports, that tells you all the lessons that students have interacted with. And I can even look at individual lessons and see how many students have participated in it. So we did this one this morning. I had 12 students participate in class and 3 students since then that had missed class. And if I click on those tabs there, I'll actually see a breakdown for every slide that they participated in. And I can even look at certain slides, or actually I can look at all of them, and it'll tell me if there's a quiz and the score they got in the quiz and all of that. Okay, and then there's also the option, especially if you have never built a Nearpod before, that you can go to the Nearpod library and search for things. So let's say I wanted to teach something on Groundhog Day. Okay, so I could start with this slide deck. I could click on it. I could use it as is. I can add to it. I can take away from it. Um, but anything like that. And it's a great way to get started with Nearpod when you're like, I'm not sure. Or maybe like you're like, oh, my kids were sick this morning. I only have 20 seconds to prepare for class. Maybe I can use one of these and learn how to use Nearpod and how it's interactive. Okay, but if we go back to our home page, I have a short lesson that I prepared just on Nearpod. There's 2 ways I can present it. I can present it as live participation, where it'll post on my smartboard, and I control as we go forward on slides, and all of student work will be posted as they submit it on there. The other is student paced, so students can join before or after class if they're going to miss class, or let's say you wanted just a self-paced activity. You could set that up as student paced. And of course, when you do student paced, there's totally different ways of sharing it. You can just copy a link, you can email a student, you can embed it in a website, you can use Google Classroom, many ways to share it. Right? But today we're going to look at just a preview of this. So Nearpod is a student engagement tool. To log on, you go to www.nearpod.com and create your free account. ISTE standards that Nearpod helps you meet as a teacher is 2.6 facilitator, because you're creating a safe digital platform for students to learn to be excellent digital citizens and creative communicators. So these are more than just slides. They provide a way for students to communicate to you the information that they know in many different ways. They can do recorders, they can do a flip grid, they can take pictures, they can find pictures on the web, they can create models, they can create written descriptions, any way that helps them communicate to you. So this next slide shows one of the interactive tools. And so this is the collaborative board. And so everything I put on here will be put up like a little sticky note. So how do I think this platform helps meet ISTE standards? So helps teachers create a safe digital learning platform. Okay. All right, and I can post that. I can also post a picture. And we can show, look at how engaged these students are. So that might be that I can show that I'm helping students engage in their work as well. And I can post that as a picture. So students, there's a lot of different ways that they can communicate to you what they're doing. They can even, with this thing, make a drawing on a piece of paper and take a picture and post that as well. One of the fun games that you can create on here is Time to Climb. It's a lot more fun with more students, and they get to pick their own character. So what is Nearpod? It's a student engagement tool. Okay, and so you can click through these different things. What happens is as the students create correct answers, their little character, like a turtle or a fox, climbs up the mountain. right? And you can even turn this into a regular quiz where they could answer a few multiple choice questions, and that way you can have a quick snapshot of their learning from your lesson. So, how I'm using it in my class, so this is our beginning lesson to climate change. So, if we look at the preview here, we can see we have an opening check. It's just a stress check. So students would circle where they're at today. So maybe they're right here between super good and I'm fine, I'm meh. Okay. Now you want to go ahead and check on the students that are kind of right in this range here. They're not having a good day. And if they're not having a good day and they can't, and their emotions are all over the place, it might be a hard day for them to learn. And so maybe you can provide some support that way. Okay. This one is actually a link to a virtual field trip, but you can also embed them in here too. And then we have an open-ended question. So the virtual field trip we took was about glaciers melting. So it'd be something you learn, how did it make you feel? That's helping them connect to their material in two different ways. And of course, they can also record their information with audio. I have a lot of students whose language English is their second language, and so they speak it well, but maybe they're not writing it well yet. This is a really good way for them to record it. Or some of my students are like, "Ugh, can I record it in Spanish first and record it then in English, like translate later?" And I'm like, sure. I would love to learn many of the Spanish words for all the science terms we're teaching. Okay. Then we go on. So this is an informational slide, and this is just bringing back to their warm up. If they had missed it, they have a chance to do it now. And then as we work through it, you'll see there'll be a couple slides of just information. And this is one where you can see, okay, this is going to be their overall question. So what causes climate change? And then we're going to write about what we've heard about climate change because there's a lot of things we've heard. Some might be true, some might not. And we're going to explore that in this lesson with how to identify good data and not good data and how it supports. Vocabulary is a great way to review. So you could just have them write this down in their notebook and make it into a sentence. Or you could actually have them experience climate. What is climate? What is it like here in Colorado? So here they could draw me a beautiful drawing, which many like doing. They could write an answer. They could provide a collage of pictures of what the environment and climate are here like in Colorado in different seasons. However they want to communicate that information, it still tells you all the same information, but they can communicate in many different ways. And of course, you go through it, there's a lot of different types of slides in here that they're using. We have embedded videos. And also with the videos, you can insert questions. So it'll actually stop the video at certain points, ask the students a question. Once they've answered, then the video will continue. So I'm hoping that you'll give Nearpod a try. It's an excellent student engagement tool, a lot of fun, easy to use, and it's free.